up, you guys? Carl and I are here today. Are you excited? Are you excited? We are here today to answer all of your questions. Now, on Instagram, I posted up a little picture saying, ask me anything. I'm going to do a Q&A because on the daily, I receive quite a few different DMs of all sorts of questions, and sometimes they kind of overlap, and I want to be able to address all of the questions. So we're going to cover everything from Disney stuff to Halloween stuff to personal life stuff to house stuff to basically whatever you guys asked. I'm literally going to go through these questions and I will very transparently answer everything. So if that's something you guys want to see, then just keep watching. Okay, let's jump into this. So Lucille asked, what do you miss the most about Disney/Walt Disney World? Well, most transparent answer, the food. No, I honestly miss just like the atmosphere and the happiness and be able to just enjoy it. And it just shows like don't take anything for granted, because it's crazy how much we just totally took that for granted and just went and never thought that it could be taken away. And it very much was. So we are very excited to go back and to enjoy it. And yes, it's going to be different for a little while, but I'm sure it'll still be magical. So Inspiring Life Design asked, if you could only go on one Disney ride for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? Okay, I don't think that it should be a very thrilling ride, because then, well, should it be? My gut just wants to say Living with the Land. Toy Story Mania? Because then Andre would be happy. Andre loves Toy Story Mania. I don't think it would be Flight of Passage, which is definitely one of my favorite rides, because I think that the video would get old. I think Toy Story Midway Mania, because you could get, yeah, that's my final answer, because you could get better and better and better at it. It's never the same. Yeah, that's my final answer. Toy Story Midway Mania. So Carolina asked, what do you do when you are in a sad funk kind of day? One tip I can give you is to definitely have a bath and just kind of reset yourself. The other thing that I will definitely do is just be aware. So I saw this really cool post on Pinterest, and it was like a bullet journal idea of if you're having a bad day and to gut check yourself. Have you put on makeup? Like if it's the day, have you put on makeup? Are you still in your PJs if it's the day? If it's nighttime, are you just tired? Are you hungry? And just kind of assessing, like, could it be an external factor? Is something bothering you? And one thing I will say, if I'm in a funk or in a bad mood, is to try and get to the root of the problem, or to try and reset. Even if that's just going for a walk outside or having a bath, like those two things will usually reset me, especially if it's a walk like in the fall and with nature and just going either alone or with Andre, or a workout. A workout will totally help because you usually just sweat it out. And no matter what, I always have a better day on days that I work out. So those are my couple of tips, but it usually just starts with yourself to try and move forward, or just write out 3 things that you're grateful for. That can usually help a ton. If you're not following the daily grind right now on my vlog channel, I'll link it down below, but my vlog channel is literally taking you through a 31-day overhaul, and we talk about this type of stuff, like your bounce back rate and resetting your system and just limiting stress and anxiety. And yeah, so go check that out. Oh my gosh, Carolina also asked, what did you want to be when you were little? I wanted to be a firefighter. When I was really, really little, I wanted to be a firefighter and marry Batman. You're welcome. I had a Batman life-size poster on my wall, and I wanted to be a firefighter. Oh, how things have changed. I still think Batman's the greatest thing ever. So Kay Lala Cooper asked, do you want kids? If no, could you talk more about it? I'm 27 and I'm trying to decide. Obviously, total personal choice. I don't talk about it that much because it's become more and more of a sensitive topic. And I feel like, and obviously I'm addressing this one because it's super well asked and I totally understand the meaning behind it. So sometimes it can be offensive. Other times I totally get it. My own sister-in-law totally said this to me and I was like, thank you. She asked me at a family function, she said, we went to the washroom with her little newborn baby who's like the cutest ever. And she said, does it bother you? And I said, does what bother me? And she said, when everybody asks you if you're having a baby. And I said, yeah. And she said, you know what? She's like, for years I was trying to have her and no one knew that I was struggling with it. And she said, it just bothers me when people ask. And I said, yeah, same. So disclaimer, as far as we know, we can have children. We have never really tried, so we don't know. But I just think it's such a personal question. Now, if you are trying to decide if you want children, that is such a decision that you have to make, where you got to assess your goals, what your outcome is, what you really, really want in life. And will we have kids? Maybe. We don't know right now. And we do realize that we're going to have to make a decision sooner than later. But being split between Ottawa and Orlando, we don't know what that looks like either, so we don't really want to drag a kid into that. And right now we're just happy. So that's what I would ask you. If you're happy right now, then assess that, and that's how we feel. So I totally don't mind answering it, but at the same time, I just feel like it's such a personal question. You never know what that person is going through. So at the same time too, I don't understand why people always want to know. Like, live your life, boo. But I totally get this. And I hope that answers the question that, you really got to assess for yourself. And if you're trying to decide, and if you're 27, getting to that age of like, do I or do I not? Assess your goals and figure out what you want. Talk to your spouse and figure that out too. So Steph Stewart asked favorite music / playlist at the moment. I love using Fit Radio this time of year. So Fit Radio is this app. You can get I have no idea how much it is. I always say $17.99 and I'm sure it's gone up by now, but I link it to my Sonos and you can search by like Halloween party and stuff. So I usually do that. And there's this awesome one I think it's called The Purge. It starts with The Purge. Not that I like that movie. This is way too scary for me, but I love the soundtrack. It's so cool. And it's like dance music, and you can also set it by beats per minute, so it can track your own pace. So let's say you're running or working out, just run in place, and it'll understand what pace you're going at. So even if you're spinning or whatever, so cool. And they have like theme music. And usually around this time, they'll put like the little pumpkin icon, and all the Halloween music will be there too. So I usually only listen to music while I'm working out, unless it's Disney area music, which I could totally address this. So on YouTube, there's this channel called Ambient Worlds, and they just premiered a Haunted Mansion ambient music. So it's kind of like area music that they make themselves. It's so good. And that's literally what we listen to all day, or like a jazz background music that runs for like 10 hours. So we usually have area music going through the house, Soarin' music, whatever, like Disney rides or Disney parks, but it's usually really chill and really calm. You can just search on YouTube for that. So our favorites are definitely Soarin'. We love the Theater of the Wild from Animal Kingdom, Tree of Life, Oasis area music from Animal Kingdom. Ambient Worlds has a great Pandora area music. Love that one. And then obviously for Halloween, the Haunted Mansion one is so well done. So go check that out. And then Ambient Worlds has Game of Thrones area music. They have tons of Harry Potter area music. So it's really cool. So that's my very long answer to that. So Caroline asked, how do you start eating healthier and eating smaller portions? Boo, it's not about smaller portions. You don't have to limit yourself. So I just think that if I'm someone that I eat often throughout the day, and I don't limit by calorie intake or by portion size or by points or anything like that, I feel like that's super restricting and honestly just a way to mess with your head, mess with your self-confidence. I'm very big on not restricting and going after your goals. So that's basically how I train in the fit gym. I like the way that I eat, and it's taken me a long time to get here and to overcome certain issues. So I used to be very, very like rail thin, like super unhealthy, ended up in the hospital. And then I've been on the flip side where I had fluffiness and I wanted to lose that. So I've been on both spectrums, and just what works for me and what seems to be working for the girls in the fit gym, and you can always apply to join the fit gym, is down below. It's like it's all virtual, so you can work out from home. I supply all the meal prep containers and everything that you need, as well as the meal plans, and I just teach based off of how I eat and what works for me. So I don't believe in limiting portions or calories or anything like that. I feel like that's it's not a lifelong way to live. It really isn't. Like, you swing the pendulum too far one way and you're going to end up swinging right back the other way and digressing, which is why crash diets don't work. So hopefully that's helpful, but I've shared a video called How I Changed My Life. I want to do a full fitness motivation video. If that's something you want to see, let me know. But just how to eat healthy, how to eat clean, that's also on the Daily Grind. I have a nutrition and a fitness one that I did during the Daily Grind videos. But the video that I have on my channel called How I Changed My Life, if you go to my website, angiebellemare.com, and you click Fit Gym, the video is right at the top. It's also on my channel, but it's called How I Changed My Life. I ugly cry in that video behind the scenes, and I love Q&As because I share all of the things. There are no secrets when it comes to me. I just share everything. In that video, I ugly cry, like to the point where I almost didn't post it, but it was very authentic. One, because that story breaks my heart, and I love my dad and I love Andre's dad so much. And whenever I talk about them, they're both very similar in the sense that they don't say a lot. And I love that character in people when they don't talk just to talk. But when they do talk, you freaking listen. And they're both like that. And they're just very wise men. I'm getting emotional just talking about it. So I talked about them 2 minutes before I filmed that. Andre walked outside when I'm filming that. I'm out by the pool when we had a pool, and he's standing there, and I was like, he knows I'm filming. Like, why would he come up to me right now? And he's never done that. And I knew it had to be something big. And it was the day that we got the lot in Golden Oak. So he just nodded, and I said, what? And he said, we got it. It's done. And I freaked out. So I had that in my head plus telling that story. So I literally ugly cried. So anyways, go check out the video. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. And fun fact, when I'm editing a video like that, I can't watch myself cry because it's like watching someone you love cry, but it's yourself. So I cry every time I watch the video. It's because it's true. It's the truth. It's so upsetting. It's crazy to think that that's where my life was. And I don't even know where I would be right now had I not gotten my life in order. Anywho, oh my gosh, Laura, I totally just told Andre this and he was like, what? I agree with this. So Laura Page asked, has anyone ever paid attention that Andre's facial profile resembles Vin Diesel? Laura, Andre and I love Fast and the Furious. Like they could have a Fast and the Furious 30. Like we love Fast and the Furious. So I just say thank you because I think Vin Diesel's adorable. Andre, I'm getting a lot of messages too about Andre looking like the Oppenheim brothers. Oppenheim? The Oppenheim brothers. And I'm like, I see it. And he also has their personality where it's like business. Like he just, yeah, so he's studly. I'm happy I ran after that dude when I was 15. If you guys have never seen the movie 16 Candles, that's literally Andre and I's story. Like even down to like the red car. He was a senior and I was a sophomore. I stalked him. I didn't know that he knew that I existed. It was like the same, except he didn't have a crazy weird girlfriend that was really mean to him. That part isn't true. Okay. If you could be any Disney character, who would you be? Vanellope von Schweetz. One, to race in that like sweetness world candy. What's it called? Oh my gosh, I'm failing all of my nerdness right now. But even like the slaughter race, freaking love her. She's like a little badass. I love it. Is it called Candy Crush? No, that's the Candy Race game. Oh my God. What's it called from Wreck-It Ralph? Oh my gosh, I'm not the only person. Sugar Rush. I love her. I love her so much. I think she's hilarious. Yeah, that's who I would be. Oh, and if you guys have never, if you know the answer to this, please comment down below. There's this thing at Disney Springs, and it's at Downtown Disney and Disneyland called The Void. I don't know if it's still open right now. I'm guessing not because it would be like not sanitary, but it's like a virtual reality thing, and there's a Wreck-It Ralph version. It was amazing. So the original is Star Wars, and then there's a Wreck-It Ralph version, and Andre said that there is a Jungle Cruise or Jumanji one coming, but the Wreck-It Ralph one was amazing. It was so cool. Okay, someone asked if we're going to get a Club 33 membership. That would be our next goal. So we're going to take our goals in stride, but Club 33 is basically like this private membership that you can get. A lot of Golden Oak residents apparently have it. We're going to do our best. So it'll be down the road, hopefully, but I've never been to Club 33. It's a huge goal. It's literally on my vision board. It's so freaking cool. Until now, I will use Club 33 candles and soaps and just think that I'm really cool. Are you allowed to film photos of Golden Oak exclusive events, or are they secret? I don't think that you would be allowed to. I feel like, and even then I wouldn't want to because I feel like it's something that the residents get to experience. I will definitely share pieces of our house and share the decor and everything. I try to keep some things private. Like I share a lot, but I do try and have some privacy in my life. Just like here, I don't really film the outside of the front of our house. I'll film the back of the house or like the front steps, but that's it. And in Golden Oak, I'm probably going to do the same thing. But for that, I do think that there is some privacy levels, and I do want to respect the privacy of the other residents also. When are you going? So Aaron asked, when are you going to your Disney house? We are going to try and visit at the end of this year. We're going to attempt to fly down. It is considered essential. We can fly into the States, so it'll just be interesting to try and get a flight, but we're going to do our best to try and go visit it. Abby asked, what's the purpose of your Disney house? To live in it. Yeah. It would be like, what's the purpose of buying a home? Well, to have a cozy bed. It'll be a vacation home. I feel like that's the question. So Sky asked, totes nosy, but are you getting rid of the big pool? You mean on the lot next door? It's gone, girl. It is gone. So that lot was a totally separate lot. It was just a lot that was supposed to have a house on it and just had a pool house and a pool. We flattened that lot, sold that lot, building a pool in our own backyard now, which is officially in. So we got like a black in-ground year-round pool, so it's smaller and can be heated. So 365 days a year we can use that pool. And we literally turned it on 2 days ago. One pipe was a little bit leaky, so we just turned it back off. But listen, it bubbled, it was heating, things are happening. Now we just want to build a deck around and like make the backyard beautiful, but it's going to be a process, but we're excited. So the backyard is like a whole thing. Lots of baby questions. Are we doing anything for Thanksgiving? I don't think so, and I would honestly just be happiest just being with Carl and Andre in our house, especially right now. Like, I don't think that it makes sense to have big gatherings. That's just my own opinion. And I'm pretty sure that we're just going to do our own thing. We might go to the grocery store and, oh, Andre said that we might order like a turkey. Where did he say from? Oh my gosh, it's the most Canadian thing ever for me to say. From St. Hubert's or Swiss Chalet. If you guys are Canadian, French Canadians will especially know what Saint-Hubert is. It's like my favorite ever, and they have a turkey dinner. So he's like, let's just order ourselves a turkey dinner off of Uber Eats. I'm like, these are the reasons I married you. Favorite thing about Disneyland and favorite thing about Disney World. Disneyland, I love the history. I love the Walt Disney portions when he speaks. My favorite ever at Disneyland was that fireworks show at California Adventure with Neil Patrick Harris. By the way, you'll never see Neil Patrick Harris the same again if you watch Gone Girl. Watched that yesterday. Great movie, but they could have picked a different actor. That's fine. So that was, oh my gosh, I cried. I just love the history, and I love that about Disneyland, and I love Carthay Circle, which also the history, and I love the Cars ride. Obsessed. Disney World is just big, and there's a lot to do, but at Disney World, definitely Animal Kingdom and Pandora. That was a very thorough answer. Good job, Angie. Do I track calories? No, absolutely not. Don't believe in it. Never have, never will. When do you start preparing for Christmas? And am I working on merch? I'm like, can we just like stay in Halloween for 2 seconds? So in the summer I was getting, when do you start working on fall videos? In the fall. When do you start working on Christmas videos? At Christmas. So we are probably going to start up Christmas videos on December 1st, as per the usual. We will try to do daily videos as we usually do, and we will do our best to launch merch. I would love to, obviously, but it is literally like a full-time job on the side. I'm not a YouTuber full-time, and I don't do merch full-time, yet here we are. So I'm a coach full-time. My coaches are my top priority, and I want my time to go there. So we will do our best. If this launch goes super, super well and everybody's happy with everything, because that's our number one priority. We are not doing this for anything but having an amazing community and having you guys, like, I am loving the people that are tagging me in their outfits or with the pillows or with the doormats and being like, I decorated and I'm so happy and like, I love those. That makes me so, so happy. And just seeing like the pans of your living room with like the area rugs and the Sherpa blankets and everything, that just warms my heart. So that's why we're doing it. So if everybody's happy and everybody loves it, yes, I would love to do another launch. But as you guys saw in the first video of this series, so the Not So Scary launch video, I literally started this collection in the last day of July, I think is when I started it, like at the launch of the Dream Big collection. So it's a ton of work, and I hand draw all the designs myself and launch everything myself. And we don't really have an assistant. Like Andre helps on the back end of things, but it's a huge, huge to do. So yes, of course we would want to, but if you guys love it and you're tagging me and it seems like everybody's happy, then we'll do our best to launch holiday merch. If you could meet any celebrity, even from history, who would that be? Walt Disney. And that's not just because I love Disney. That would always be my answer. For a long time, I would have said Tony Robbins, but I feel like I would just love to meet Walt. I feel like he'd be just a nice fellow. Millie asked, do you drive? P.S. I love your videos. Well, thank you. I do drive. I have a driver's license. I think it may just have expired and I really don't want to go to the DMV right now, but I barely ever drive. Like I have my license. I just don't, because we only have one car and we both work from home, and Andre loves to drive. So I never really have the opportunity to drive. Do I love it? No, I'm not one of those people. My brother and my dad love to drive. Like they could drive anywhere. I hate it. I hate driving. If I didn't have Andre, I honestly wish that I could be someone like Gary Vee that just never drives. Like I don't like it. It stresses me out. I don't think it's fun. I think it's horrible. So that's my honest answer, but thank you for asking. I guess you noticed that I never do. Why did you leave your previous career to become a coach? So I'm a Beachbody coach. I've been a Beachbody coach for 7 years. I don't know if you know that. That's literally my full-time job. I didn't really have a previous career per se. I had never actually gotten into it. So Andre and I owned a clothing business that was like a side hustle hobby that we had invested so much money into. We still technically have it. It just never became anything. So I was doing that, and I had just graduated from architecture in university, and I was on the job hunt, but I never really got a job. So this kind of came into my life at the right time, and I just doubled down on it. I've been doing this for 7 years. We've been ranked the top team in Canada for years now, and we've been in the top 10 multiple years. Things have come from it. Andre quit his job. We both do this full time now, and it's amazing, and we love it. So yeah, that's what I do full time. So there's no real reason as to why I left my job. Just the natural progression of growth, I guess. Same with Andre, the natural growth of the business, and it allowed us to work from home and just have freedom, and we wanted to be able to work from anywhere and travel. So hopefully that answers the question. Oh, this is a good question. What are your plans for Halloween this year, and are you handing out candy? I haven't really decided yet. We usually buy candy right at the last minute, because if we have it in the house, then Andre has a sweet tooth. He loves candy. If we have it, he will eat it. So we usually buy it last minute, so we'll be able to figure it out. But what I usually do, and which is what I'm kind of leaning towards doing, you guys let me know. I don't know what's politically correct. What I usually do anyways, because of Carl, he hates Halloween. He hates children. He hates kids. So we don't really have kids knock at the door and like ring the doorbell on Halloween, because it'll drive him up the wall. We usually have like a big Mickey bucket or two. And what I do is I just keep an eye on the door, and I'll just keep filling it back up with like prepackaged candy. I don't buy anything with peanuts or peanut butter in it. We have so many friends that are allergic to, like, have horrible allergies to peanuts, that like I'm super sensitive to it also and very aware of it. So I make everything not allergy problematic, and I just fill those bins with prepackaged candies, and I let them go to town. And if there's one kid, there was this one kid last year, I was watching him from the cameras. He stomped up those steps like a little terror. If you guys know Buford from Phineas and Ferb, he was Buford, except like a foot tall, like 2 feet tall. He was so little, but he was a real piece of work, little Buford. And he emptied out that Mickey candy container. So my thoughts and my answers is, what do you get if you have like a jerk of a kid that just empties out the bin? They're kids, whatever. If they're that smart and they want to hustle for their candy, then you go for it. So I keep an eye on it, and I just keep filling it back up after. So there's no kids that will go without. But I don't know if it's bad to put out candy this year. I kind of still want to for the parents that are allowed. Like, I guess if the parents are allowing it, obviously they're cool with it. So I don't want someone to not have candy. So I think it's okay. I hope so. But that's usually what we do anyway. So I'm cool with it. Okay. Are you going to make a video when you get to your house in Florida? Yes, more than likely. Is Angie short for something? No. My name on my birth certificate is Angie, A-N-G-I-E. It's not Angela. How do you wake up early? Girl, go watch my early morning routine for sure. That's literally like step by step. If you guys want to see another early morning routine, I definitely have new parts of the routine that have updated. So if you want to see that, definitely comment down below and let me know. Is the Very Merry Christmas Party going to be a thing this year? In Disney? No. In the Bellemare house? Yes. Okay, one last question. Oh, someone asked, how can I join Team Uproar? You can go right on my website. It says join my team, and there's a link there, and you can always just email us. And we'll give you, there's like a little free academy that I built that I give you the login. You can go in, watch. I think there's 4 videos plus a Q&A. Literally all the details that you would need to know. You can ask us anything, and that'll kind of give you the details about Team Uproar. And that's it. It's pretty simple. What is something that not a lot of people know about you that you want them to know? That I'm actually very shy. I'm very introverted. Like, yes, I know that I'm on YouTube, but it's also because this community is so positive and so uplifting and so receiving of everything that I share that I'm never really that concerned with sharing everything. And I feel like you guys just get me, which is why I love video, because I feel like you guys are like, you get it. Like today, I literally posted on Instagram, do you like this type of Halloween or this type of Halloween? And 98% of you guys picked the Mickey one. I was like, they're my people. They understand me. But I think, what was the question again? What is something that not a lot of people know about me? I'm very shy. Like, I don't like confrontation. I don't think anybody does, but I really don't like confrontation. I don't like being not the center of attention, because I don't mind giving a presentation and speaking on stage. I actually really like public speaking, which is most people's biggest fear. Did you know that most people's biggest fear is public speaking above death? So most people would rather die than to speak on a stage. I actually like it. Like, I've spoken in front of 30,000 plus people on stage and I'm cool with it. Do I get a bit nervous? Yeah, but it's not to that level where I just like don't love it. Yeah, I would just say I don't like being in a room where all the attention is on me, or that, yeah, I'm just shy. I also don't love like big gatherings and being super social. I like being an introvert. I like being home. I like doing my thing, which totally works perfectly for this year. I got Carl, I got Andre, I work from home, I work out from home. I just leave the house every once in a while to go to Marshall's, to go do groceries, to go to brunch back when stuff was open. Things have closed here again. But we have Uber Eats, so I'm happy. It is what it is. And I have to film daily videos, so I'm not going too far anyways. Okay, now there's a lot of questions about kids. I just there's so many questions. I just want to answer everything. Can you make a day in the life of Carl? Yes, it's coming for sure. I would love to film that today. What's your favorite holiday? Christmas for sure. I really love Halloween though, but like with the Disney vibe. Fave drink in Epcot? Grand Marnier slush. Fave book you have ever read? This is very transparent. I have part 2 over there. The Crossfire series. If you're under 18, please don't read that. They're really good. It's like a way better, more realistic version of 50 Shades of Grey. I've never read 50 Shades of Grey. It's not my thing, and I'm not like, listen, if you love it, but you will probably like this more. It's really good. And it's a 4-part series, and I just bought the second book, so that's how good it is. I would say that that's one of the best. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna move on. You should do a vlog visiting Universal Studios in Orlando. I'm good. You know what? There's the Epcot mom and there's the Universal Studios mom. Have you ever seen that meme? Yeah, I'm the Disney mom. Where do you usually get your Ray Dunn stuff? In 2020? From my friend Kelly. I haven't gotten anything here at all. What is your favorite time of year to go to Disney? I love going in May. And I love going during the holidays. Listen, what time any day that ends with Y. It just cut me off. So this is actually the last question. All right. Isa_London98. That's a good question to end it on. And I'm going to literally put my phone down. Advice for your 20-year-old self. That's a good way to end this. Advice for my 20-year-old self is trust the process. Stuff is going to be highs and lows. There's going to be horrible things, but you won't be where you are today if that crud didn't happen. So take it as feedback, keep moving forward. One of the best quotes that I read recently was, don't let your ice cream melt while counting someone else's sprinkles. I love that. Don't let your own ice cream melt, man. Who cares about the other people's sprinkles? You got your own sprinkles and your own ice cream. Figure out your stuff, stay in your lane. All will be okay. It's all part of the path. Trust the process. You've got this. And I wish that my 20-year-old self would know that, because I spent a lot of time stressing on shit that didn't matter. That's my best answer. I hope that this was fun for you guys. I love doing these videos. I just feel like I'm like seated this is not coffee, this is pre-workout. Oh, I match. I didn't even notice. So Carl and I had a great time. Do you want to say goodbye? We're going to do a full Q&A video with Carl. A day in the life of Carl. You can follow Carl on Instagram. Are you upset? He's grumpy. He's always grumpy. Can you hear him? Like, you're a little bit dramatic. You can follow Carl on Instagram. We have a Disney page. By we, I mean me. He has no part in it. He doesn't even manage his own page. He's just the model. So we have a Disney page called Disney Food Love. If you love all things Disney, go follow along on there. I have a social media page that is Content Machine. Build a Content Machine at Build a Content Machine. I will link everything down below. You can go follow on the podcast. That's my pre-workout. Don't drink that. Angie Bellemare vlogs on YouTube, like literally all over the interwebs. So if you guys enjoyed this, definitely give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, dudes.